Morning. It's Monday, the 20th of January. I'm on my way to the studio. It's been a difficult weekend, so I'm hoping that I can unleash some creative shenanigans and get a bit of mojo back. Taking you along for a ride. I just had this feeling I wanted to do something different today. I just had this feeling about painting a sky, but not how I would normally paint. So I bought a large canvas. So here are my weapons of choice. Some of Dad's brushes and some just normal painting and decorating brushes, and a whole load of acrylic paint. And I've got this fluid retarder as well, because that just keeps the acrylic paint a bit wetter for longer. This canvas has already been primed, so I'm just going to go straight in. I'm not entirely sure what put me in this frame of mind over the weekend, but I just felt like it would be really therapeutic to do something big and something that I don't normally do. I wanted to have those brush strokes coming down to a particular point, and the point is going to be a little house that's on the flat land. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm a little bit slightly croaky. I think I've been fighting something off over the weekend, so that probably didn't help. And also with all the shenanigans that are going on at home with my poor old husband's broken shoulder and his other problems, I think it just got on top of me a bit, and I just kind of stayed in bed for a bit and thought about this painting. So here it is, and I think now, having completed it and I'm doing the voiceover for it, I'm really glad that I did it. It's not, I mean, I used to paint a little bit with acrylic, but not very often, and I had this set of System 3, which are really, really nice acrylics, and I had a couple of those black and white bottles from the Works, which are not the best, but you know, they'll do. I really enjoyed using my rag for doing this. It gave loads of really nice texture and lines, brush lines. A little bit of splat, and in some ways I kind of wish maybe I'd left some of those little tiny dots, because they look a bit like stars, and it does remind me of the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, but it's kind of inspired by that, but not entirely. So I'll tell you a little bit more as the painting progresses. I shall explain what was in my mind as I was thinking about this picture. It's been really cold in the UK for the last week or so, and it's pretty cold in my studio, but despite that I managed to whip off my shoes and sit cross-legged in front of it, and that felt really comfortable. I liked just making art on the floor instead of on a table, which I would normally do. You've probably seen me working many times before from my art, from my light box, and also on my table with small brushes and with watercolour paints or Inktense pencils. This is really different for me, but I liked it. So this brush I've never used before. It was one of my dad's brushes. He was a watercolour landscape artist. So in the hope that I didn't ruin my brush completely, I thought I'm going to use this because that's what it's meant to be used. You know, he bought them to use and I inherited them, so I'm going to use it even though it's not watercolour. So here we go. I'm going to put, I've done that green landscape is in that bottom section, and as you can see, all of those lines are kind of converging in one particular area. It's going to be a little house. There's my tiny house on the hillside there. I was trying to make it stand out just a little bit, but not too much, so I used some red as well. Then going in with some of this sort of fuchsia pink, because I wanted, like you have with the Northern Lights, I just wanted to bring a bit of purple into it. So along with the blue that I'd already used, that dark blue, I thought mixing them together that would make quite a nice colour, and I think it worked all right. So if I'm going to do any more of these, I'm going to get myself a load more cloths, because I really enjoyed doing that and making myself a bit mucky. So here's the crucial bit, some gold acrylic paint, and this is going to be the focal point. It's going to come down towards that little house and the chimney, because the idea behind this was, well, the name of the piece is Universe Reclaiming, and it's kind of about there being somebody who's in that house who's come to the end of their life, and they are passing, they're actively dying, so it won't be long before they have left their human life and rejoined the universe in whatever way that happens. So I wanted this gold sort of streak. It's not smoke, but it's a streak coming from that house, almost as if the universe is reaching down. I was a bit irritated with this top corner, so it needed a bit more. It was too matte black, so in comparison with everything else. So I got the old brush out again and gave it a little bit more texture. More tea, Vicar. Yes, thanks. And then I just wanted a couple of little windows, as if this is a tiny cottage, and a couple of little windows with a bit of light coming from them. So there is hope, there is life in there, but there is also the end of life. If you like this video, then please give it a like. It would mean the world to me, and also subscribe for more stuff like this. And here's the finished thing. Let me know what you think.